For a long time, I thought confidence came before action. I thought confident people spoke because they were naturally confident, and I thought they had different personalities, different childhood, different environment, and maybe they were simply born that way. So every time I wanted to record myself, every time I wanted to share my idea, and every time I wanted to speak English in front of other people, I had another excuses. Like, I am too quiet. I'm too shy. I'm not that kind of person. And maybe you felt that too. Because speaking is becoming one of the most valuable skill you can build. Yes, it can build opportunities simply by sharing your ideas. But most people never even start. Not because they don't have something valuable to say, but because they don't believe they are the kind of person that can say it. For me, everything started changing after I learned something that might sound strange at first. Yes, delusional confidence. And before you think I'm talking about pretending to be successful, don't get me wrong, that's not what I mean. So before explaining that delusional confidence really means, let me tell you why I spent so many years believing that I could never becoming someone who speaks confidently. I believe my past had already decided who I was. When I was younger, I wasn't someone who spoke a lot. I wasn't the person who raising my hand first. Most of the time, I stayed quiet. And little by little, without even realizing it, my brain started collecting evidence. See, you are a quiet person. See, you are not confident. See, speaking isn't for you. The strange thing is, my brain wasn't trying to protect my future. It was simply repeating my past. Every quiet moment became another reason to believe I wasn't the kind of person that could speak confidently. So years later, when I started learning English by myself, those old beliefs came back again. It's like not only I was trying to speak, but I was trying to speak in another language. And suddenly my excuses became even bigger. It's like maybe my English isn't good enough, or maybe people will judge my accent. Maybe I should wait until I sound more natural, or maybe I should wait until I'm more fluent. It felt reasonable and it even felt responsible because I thought practicing more before speaking would protect me from embarrassment. But if I'm honest, waiting didn't make me more confident. It only made me better at waiting. I kept watching videos. I kept listening. I kept reading books. And I kept telling myself I was preparing. But deep inside, I wasn't preparing. I was hiding. I wasn't waiting because I needed more English. I was waiting because my old identity was still in control. And when your brain believes that's who you are, every new opportunities feel like you are becoming someone you are not. But then I realized the way that completely changed how I look at confidence. Maybe confidence wasn't the real problem. My real problem is my identity. We don't always act based on ability. Most of the time, we act based on who we believe we are. If you believe you are someone who exercises, going to the gym feels normal, right? And if you believe you are someone who reads, picking up a book feels natural. And if you believe you are someone who speaks, speaking becomes something you do. Not because you are fearless, because it matches your identity. And that made me ask myself, what if I stop making decisions based on my past? What if I started making them based on the person I wanted to become? Instead of asking, what would the old version of me do? I started asking, what would the future version of me do? Yes, she wouldn't wait until my English was perfect. She wouldn't hide every time I felt nervous. She would speak. She would record herself. She would share her ideas, even if she still felt nervous, even if her English wasn't perfect. That's what I mean by delusional confidence. Not pretending successful, just choosing your identity. Before you have proof, you decide who you want to become, and then let your action catch up. So I stopped saying I'll become someone who speaks English. Instead, I started saying I'm becoming someone who speaks English. It's a small shift, but it changed how I show up every day.